What's up, Libra? So we got a card pulled from the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck, and this is by Adriana Ayales, and then we'll actually go into the reading itself. Okay. And the card pulled was Calendula, which is purity, with the subtext of purity, innocence, childlike joy, humility, purity, new beginnings, trusting in life, and vitality. Historically, calendula was known as poor man's saffron, as it was used to add color and flavor to foods in place of a more expensive spice. Calendula petals are also added to salads and used as a dye for fabric and hair. From infusions to extracts to ointments, folk medicine healers in Europe prepared a wide array of healing remedies and foods with calendula. Its petals were used to induce menstrual flow, produce sweat during fevers, and cure jaundice. 19th century physicians used calendula to treat viruses, stomach ulcers, liver issues, and skin infections. Traditionally, because of its astringent and anti-inflammatory powers, it was also used externally to treat burns, bruises, and wounds, and help stop bleeding. This is the guidance portion. Calendula resembles the sun, a radiant, bright yellow-orange flower. It grows easily and spreads its joyful self across gardens, symbolizing the gesture of universal abundance. Solar herbs are those that neutralize poison and air and the recuperation of vital forces. Calendula's gentle and abundant power reminds us of the realm of light. To be allowed entry within these angelic realms requires childlike innocence and humility. Don't allow pain from the past to disable your ability to dream a new life. Calendula represents the pure impulse to create, vitality, and creativity needed to step into a new journey. The radiance of calendula is a superconductor. Excuse me. Be very aware and selective with your intentions when using her energy within a ritual, as she greatly amplifies your intentions. I think one of the main things that's really coming through for me is this idea of calendula and kind of being the poor man's saffron, and particularly what I'm thinking about is this idea of moving on in terms of going into the next portion of life. You could have a weight, right? A weight that's regarding around what's comfortable, what keeps, what feels comfortable right now, right? The discomfort. And the idea here is that you don't want to be chained to a place, when the chain is really the amount of comfort and belongings that you have, when otherwise you'd actually live a life that you really feel is that really fulfills you. And that is very powerful. That in terms of like how you think now, you have to understand that a lot of the times you may not be able to see past this idea of really what could be for you, just from the simple fact of the life that you lived thus far. And this could be through all types of reasonings to kind of accumulate these, whatever you have to, feel like it's an anchor for you to not go anywhere where you'd actually really want to adventure and travel to. So understand what this is, in terms of what these material belongings are and what you really need in life, because there's a there's an abundance that's waiting, but it's not going to find you anchored, right? It's not going to find you while you are anchored to your current position in life, your current situation, right? It requires you to go out and meet it, right? It requires you to go out and do and really live a life that may not be attached to the comfort that is in your life today. Just a tactic for a lot of people, in terms of people who are manipulators in general. I think they try to create a lifestyle to where the person that they're manipulating is dependent upon them. And they can do that through a lot of different ways, but including the idea of material belongings, right? Creating a lifestyle to where you've got so many material belongings, it would just be hard for you to up and leave. It's impossible, it feels like, right? But that's what you have to do, right? That's what you have to go in a lot of cases, right? If this is you in your particular situation, but also just moving on in general. Knowing what discomfort feels like will give you another perspective on really what life you really need, the life you really need for yourself. You need to understand what's been comfortable now, what's keeping you chained, if there is something particularly keeping you chained, and understand what it means to really start a new beginning, right? What would it require, and start to think about that, and also actually go through the visual understanding of how you can really start to live this life. Okay, what would it take to live this life, and what are the going through your actual credit card debt or whatever, or your credit cards and your money that's kind of leaving your account on a regular basis. What do they call it? Subscriptions. Going through your subscriptions, going through all these things. You need to look at those things. Probably maybe on the more extreme end for some people might be the idea of van life, right? Van life is living in your car, right? But there's something about that concept, because it does tell you just how much a person needs, right? So you might want to look up some videos on that, and really start to develop an idea and a concept around what you would need in your life, right? Because it may be that. It may be some of you guys actually go out to, start van life in a way. But also, it could also be that this is just, you realize that scaling back and scaling down would help you tremendously in terms of the freedom that it allows. Okay, because we're talking about space to dream a new life, right? You have to create that space. It won't be just handed over to anybody. You have to create that space for yourself, and that's going to require disrupting the comfort zone in a lot of cases, and you should be willing and able to do that. And this is, you need to be aware that there's going to be, if for anybody that's kind of used to a level of comfort and are used to kind of this lifestyle to where everything is, to where everything, they are dependent on this particular lifestyle in general, and it keeps them chained unknowingly. It's going to take a while for you to really clear up, right? So for your sight to really clear up and really start to understand, okay, this is the life that I'd really want to live. This is the life that I'd actually be excited to tell people about on my deathbed. Those are the real lives that you want to live. So how do you get there? What will it take to get there? And you need to think about that and understand what that means. So if anything, this is I want you guys to think about that and marinate on that, but also just enjoy your week. And also, if you like this reading, please like and subscribe. That do tremendous in terms of actually like helping the channel grow. Thank you.